Yes, hi, it's John Clay and Travis McCabe with Parenting the Clay Way. Thanks for joining us. We trying to get topics that are interesting to you about how to raise kids. Both some ideas on how you could do things better, and share some ideas too. And today we're talking about exercise, something that you and I both enjoy.
Very much so.
As a kid, when you have kids, boy, it's tough. It's easy to push it aside. You talk about easy to push exercise aside. When you've got kids, maybe you're lifting them, and people always say, "Oh, I get a lot of exercise because I'm running around after my kids." Well, that is true.
It is,
but it isn't. It doesn't necessarily make you feel so satisfied that you're exercising as much as you'd like to.
Right.
And maybe you're not doing the right things. And then also, how do you get kids to exercise? And I think these two things are going to mesh up pretty nicely, because number one thing is, of course, with all things that we do and what we talk about, we're role models. So if you want your kids to exercise, you better be doing it too. And I found that if I'm push-ups, sit-ups every day, lifting weights, whatever it is, they definitely gravitate right towards it, and they want to try it, and they want to kind of prove that they can somehow meet and do something similar. They see themselves as wanting to do that. What strategies have you found? I know you go to the gym a lot.
Right.
And as whether that's an option or not, some parents wouldn't have that as an option to take
Sure.
their kids to a gym or even to go to a gym. What have you found that's been successful for you?
Honestly, before Braden started going to the gym with me, we were extremely into bicycling. He loved it. Went and bought him a bike, and we would often go to the Rails for Trails, the Lauer Trail, and we'd pack a lunch, and loved it. We'd go out. I mean, we'd do that through the summer, through fall, and it was just a great time. It gave us bonding time, but just the cardio and just getting out into the fresh air and just spending the time together, and then come to a trailhead and stop and have lunch, and then either continue or go back. But that was phenomenal. That was some of the best times. As he got older, starting becoming man, whatnot. The gym was more important to him, and that's where he's at now. He's very much into, typical, I gotta get my chest bigger. I gotta
How
do
much
my
your bench?
arms. Yeah, exactly. What's your bench, buddy? And it's one of those things. But and I enjoy it now just because him and his brothers, they can work out and they're spotting each other, and I can do my own thing. But I'm still finding myself encouraging, and I'm just constantly, it's like, hey, don't hold your breath. Make sure you're exhaling,
Yeah.
And it's just those constant little things, and they're like, hey, Dad, I really want to work my shoulders. What can I do? So, it started off as, just outside access to now very much like you. They see it and they shadow,
Yeah.
Because the gym is always something I've gone to, but when he was younger, he never really could go to. Now that he's older, he's enjoying with me, but he still is curious. He still wants to learn. Hey, I want to get bigger here. What can I do for that? I want to start doing this. What can I do here? I even tell him, I said, even when you're home, I said, start doing your push-ups, start doing your sit-ups. You don't have to be at the gym to do it. But as far as like a family who doesn't really have access to a gym, you have the entire world at your disposal. There's tons of parks around here. I remember even going down to Legion Park in Hollidaysburg. Great setup.
Yeah.
Like we had said, run around chasing your kid. Absolutely. Tons of things to climb. As an adult, try climbing something again. You'll be surprised.
Monkey bars are tough.
Exactly. Try making it an entire way across.
Yeah.
Good luck. And it's those little things, like you may think you're still the big kid, the king to your kid, and you are, but push yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll just be surprised how much you haven't.
I was shocked about so I try to do sit-ups and push-ups as much as I can at home, and I'll get into phases where I do it. Recently, I decided to do some, and Jack, the 8-year-old, decided to start doing some, and there's a photo of him trying. He was in the process of trying to beat me. So the interesting thing is, I was only planning to do 50 sit-ups. And then he starts doing them, and then he ends up going over 50. He gets to 100. He gets to 150. He ended up getting to 210 sit-ups. I couldn't do 210 sit-ups. Now, he wasn't doing perfectly, and he did take some breaks, but he cranked out 210 sit-ups.
Right.
And it was simply because he had such a desire to do more than I could do.
Yep.
And he wanted to impress me.
Yep.
And that drive has to be recognized. Like, wow, that's a productive drive that I could work with.
Absolutely.
And so and you can't always tap into it. It just so happens he felt really great doing that particular exercise, and wow, it was pretty impressive. I mean, obviously you don't see somebody hardly ever doing 210 sit-ups. It's rare you would see
As you were sitting
anyone.
there saying 150, I was like, oh my God.
So an 8-year-old doing that, I think it was, and I was legitimately impressed and proud of him for being able to do that. And I can tell that is going to be an issue that we're going to continue to be able to build off of that.
Right, absolutely. There's friendly competition between parents is great. Always pushing the envelope, always moving forward, and even for yourself, because as you do more, we all get stronger, and that's what the gym's about, getting healthier, becoming stronger, doing more than we could do yesterday, and I think as our children grow and they start doing more, we kind of be like, that's right, that's my son, and it's always that kind of moment where the kids always have a desire, I beat dad, and as much as we don't like it, it's that proud factor. It's like, that's right, they did.
It's hard to believe that you get to the point as quickly as you do now. But they will really impress you when you do little challenges to say, I bet, or let's do a race, or let's do whatever. And I legitimately will try to win. I don't throw it very many things at all. And to see them do well, I think that idea of just say, hey, let's. How often have you just said, hey, I'm just going to do some push-ups right in front of my kid, and we'll see how that affects them. That kind of thing, sit-ups. And
Absolutely.
So yeah, get out and get some bicycling like you two. What a great family thing. Hiking around here, biking. We have some of the best hiking and biking trails in the country.
Yeah,
right here,
we're very blessed to have so much outdoor activity in our area, And I always found it funny where, we get a lot of the kids like, oh, there's nothing to do. I'm like, oh my God, really?
Yeah.
We'll get in a car.
And I like dodgeball and come up with things. I have a slack line at home, which is like so we do that, and we do all kinds I like to do interesting things too. They just feel like fun. You don't realize you're getting so much exercise and balance and that kind of thing. So, well, we invite you to share some exercise ideas that you have with your kids. We'd love some ideas to do that, and so post those here in the comment section. And we'd love to continue the discussion. We'll come back and share some of those at a later show with Travis McCabe and John Clay with Parenting the Clay Way. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
See ya.